Okay, so this is the second part basically. So on that day we did add and just we did get and add. Basically post API call and get API call. So if you are new directly coming to this video, so go to the previous video, part 1 of this video where we did, because today we are going to look into edit and delete wala part. But before going that, so what we will do, so I have changed the API call over here. This is the get API call which we did on that day. So on that day we use promise directly. Okay, so now, so this is simple. This is to make an get API call. We are using async await and we are using axios.get and the base URL. And this sub URL, as I said, so this will be for dynamic nature. I will send task over here, get task list. I have created one function so that I will optimize the code. So later on in this, after the end, at the end of this video, you will understand how we can optimize the API calls. So I created a function get task list which will call get API call. Okay, and we will get the data from this API to data inside this, and this data we will store in task list. So data dot data, because in the data object we will get all the things, header and everything. So inside that our data is stored in data. So data dot data, if it is there, that is fine, we will set that data, or else we will set empty array. So I have like commented this because every time we don't have so much of like, if you can see, I've already consumed 33 requests. So for one, every time if we'll refresh it and they will make an API call, so we will make the API call at the end. So first we will just so I hope you don't have any issue anything like Rajesh Nair. You got it why we did it. So before I was calling this API directly. Okay, so there was issue with async await and all. So now what I am doing, I have created one function. Through that function we are calling this API, so that while optimizing the APIs and all, so all making the code clear, so it will be helpful and you will understand why we did this. So async await is there. So async await, and over here we are returning entire thing to this where the data is stored in this. From using this data we are setting the data in our set task list. So whoever I'm repeating it, if you are directly come here, so go to our previous video, part 1 of this CRUD application. So over there we have done get and post. So now we will do edit and delete. So to edit, so as of now I have commented this, so there will be no data. Basically I have not added in the data. So first, before this we need to add a button that will be for edit and delete. So I will add that button separately below this. So we'll add one button. This will be for edit, and we will add a separate other button for delete. I think button we can directly add, no need to like add div, because it will all it maybe it should, if this will be in the same line then it will be fine. Let me make an API call. I don't know how many times it will be called. First of all, there is no data in this, so we will not make this API call directly. We will add task. Task name will be username. I will give the task name to Rajesh. Rajesh has task to learn React.js. Okay, so we are creating a task, create task. So I over here you cannot see the data because I have commented it. I will just do it. Now you can see the data. Okay, we have edit and delete button. So now I will comment it again, because on every change it will refresh and we will lose our, like, how much we have lost now. 3 requests we have lost. Okay, so I will comment it down as once we will change the entire code, then I will update it. So to edit, over here we are getting ID. So what we can do, we can pass that ID. So what will happen, on click we will call edit function. Remember, now we used to call edit function same way. On edit handle we will
Yes.
create a function const uh, on edit
Yes.
handle. Okay, this will have ID and we will just log that ID, or anything we will do some functionality here. So first, over here we will call on edit handle and we will pass item
Item.id
dot id dot underscore
slash
id.
underscore ID.
We'll pass underscore id.
Pass underscore ID.
So this is done.
So this is done.
Now Now this is done. We will create for edit, for delete also. For delete, we will just create it as of now, but we will not do anything. Okay, so now we have the ID. So voice audible na proper, Rajesh Nair?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, Akbar.
To edit, what we need to do, what we used to do always, we used to route it to the
Need
edit
to,
page. We will
yes,
get the ID, we will route the ID to the edit page. For routing, we require navigate. So we'll directly use navigate to slash edit, and we need to pass the data also. So you remember that day we need to pass data in
yes, yes, yes.
state form.
State.
State
So over here we will write
ID.
ID, comma,
Comma.
ID is fine.
ID is fine.
ठीक है. Is my voice echoing?
Is my voice echoing? No, 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 bro. You can continue.
Oh, okay.
You only echoing yourself.
Huh. So this is fine. We are navigating it, but before navigating, we need to create one page.
Important.
Same edit page will be there. It will We will come to the same page. This page itself. सही है? Same. Any doubt in this?
No, bro.
ठीक है. On click of that, we will come to the same page. So but what we need to do? We need to handle
Need
the
to create
navigate
one.
one. No, we don't need to create it. We need to handle over everything here. So as of now, let me see first. From home page, we are done. Entire thing is done. It will directly navigate it, and whoever is new over here or like you don't know like what we are doing here, so I'll explain you. See, when we'll click on edit button, so we will take the ID of that task, and using that ID, keep this ID aside. Okay, we have that ID on edit. What we did, we just took the ID and we passed it to the edit handle. So on edit handle, what we are doing, we are receiving that ID, and now we are navigating. Navigating means we are routing to different page. Which page? We are routing to edit page, and on edit page we are even sending the data, that is inside state we are sending ID. I have written just ID, but the reality is that you need to write likewise ID. But the thing is that you can, if the both the side are same, so you can remove one thing, and this can be likewise. Okay, so if you don't know why like this happens, so you can go to our previous video. Over there we have discussed about this. Okay, and make sure that state is the variable through which you are sending it. Okay, so this is sent. Now we will be routed to the edit page, and on edit page we will get one data inside state. So now we will go to the edit page. So on edit route, we have created the route, edit route. Same component will be open, task form, because we want to use the same component for edit also. So over here when you will come, so now the question I asked, first question is how we are going to get the state which we have sent over route. Using that route, using this, we are sending state also. So first will be how we are going to fetch this. Okay, over route. Now second will be what we are going to do after that. So first we will see the how. So there is an use history.
Use location.
Okay, sorry, use location. So I will location data. ठीक है. If you will write just likewise LOCA, so you can see you will get an option. So you just click enter, it will import it. The import will be done from the React Router DOM itself. Okay. So now you can see when I click on edit, see we are on the home page. Now check everything. On click on edit, what happened? Clicked on edit, we routed to edit page, and I have already logged location data. So okay, so over here I logged the location data. We got the function, so I need to,
You need to give that function, but use location
yes,
afterwards.
yes,
You didn't give that function.
function name, yes. So now you can see I got the location. So in this location data, you will not get only the state which you have passed. We will get all the data related to that, what we say location. So this is hash, this is key, this is path name, this is the path name. This is search, the query which you are adding in the like URLs, like after question mark we used to add. So that, and this is the state which we got. So ID is there which we require. Okay. So using location, so now what we will do, we don't want all these things, we just want a state. Okay, we want a state and we require path name later, so I will show you why it is required. So as of now we want state. So if you watched our last CRUD video using local storage, so you understand we will later on we will require a path name. As of now we don't require path name, we will just go with a state. So we will not use this, we will directly destructure it. So if you write state here, it will directly give you the value of state. So state has ID. So now this is the same page. This page belongs to add, and this page also belongs to edit. Now how you are going to differentiate that this is an add page or this is a edit page? Got na Rajesh Nair?
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
So to differentiate it, how, like we know on add we will not
I
get a
did
state.
not get Akbar. Can you explain once again?
Okay, wait. So this is the task form a component. Same component we are using for add, same component we are using for edit. Got it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now we routed to edit page. Okay, but the component is same task form. Okay, so how this component will come to know that whether we are on add page or edit page?
Yeah, yeah.
Add has different functionality. Add will have blank everything, but on edit what we required all the previous data to be there. All this data should be filled with the current data.
Got it.
This should become edit, this should become update task, this should become edit task, everything we should change. So for differentiating that, we should have some key or some flag or anything so that user or anyone can understand that this is an edit page.
Okay.
So so on edit only we are going to get the state, obviously. On add we are not sending anything. So if it is an add page, so if I'm changing this here, on add page if you can see, so this is null. But on edit page, if you can see, as of now it is null because we have directly jumped from there. So if you'll go here and okay, so I think today the limit will be crossed. Let it be. Okay, so this is our, when we click on edit, then only we are passing data. So we are getting state value something. Okay, so using that we can identify if the state has something, then it is edit page. So
Yeah.
now we will do one thing. So as of now, first I will comment this down. Let it be, because or else it will call API again and again. So now what we can do, the ID will be in state.id. Okay, that is the first thing. So we will have a use effect. First we can, from here we can change it. Okay, we can change it from here, like if the data is state,
Okay.
state is there,
Then we
then
need to add edit.
if state is there, then we will show this is edit page, or else this is add page. Same we will do for button also.
Update and create.
So over here we will add update task, and over here it will become create task. So this is conditional rendering. So for that also we have done like in the first CRUD application is using conditional rendering. So this is the third type of CRUD application which we are doing. So using API. Before that we have used CRUD application, we have done using conditional rendering, then this local storage lifecycle method, and third one is API. So now, so to see this, okay, so we will not jump directly. This we have done. what we need to do, as we know edit, now to get the edit data, okay, so what we want, we should get that edit data, and what we should do, we should update the edit state, correct?
Correct? Yes.
Okay, so now we will create a use effect.
Yes, effect.
Which lifecycle method we are going to use?
Did mount.
Yes,
Component need mount.
so for that empty, this should be empty. Dependency array we used to call, always remember this is the dependency array. So this will be empty, and now what we need to check, if state is there, so this is the edit state, got it? If state is
Yes.
there, then this will be the edit state. Now what we can do, we can create a function constant get task detail. Over here we are going to get id, okay, and we are going to call constant get detail API. We are going to pass id. So now over here what we are going to do, we need to create get task detail is fine, or else directly we can pass it. So rather than that, we are going to get the result. So no, so first I need to check whether this API provides me such kind of data or not. What I'm planning to get the detail directly. So over here we need to do async over here. Wait, I will just copy paste it. I think over here we have it. So we will use this directly over here. It will be async on constant data equal to await get data. ठीक है? So we will call this API here using which API, which ID?
State.id.
State.id, because in this we are having the ID. So why error? Data is assigned a value but never is missing dependency get task detail. Warning, but it is one error it is showing. Get task assigned a value but never used. Where what we have done? Wait a minute. This is get task detail. This is going this over here. Async await base URL sub URL. So we don't want this. So in place of this, we will have we need to pass the URL also.
Tasks here.
Hmm?
Tasks.
Sub URL also we need to pass. Wait a minute. ID comma sub URL. ID comma sub URL. Over here we'll get ID comma sub URL. Over here we'll pass sub URL slash. I will show you. I will explain you why we are doing this. ID, and this is just a check, like normally we used to do this, but I don't know whether this will give me the what we say, the ID or not, the detail or not. I need to check that only. So over here we need to pass task. Okay, so now what will be the URL? This slash task slash ID.
ID.
Got it? This
Yes, yes.
this slash task slash whatever is the ID. So what it will do, this will go to task folder, it will go to ID, and it must give us the result, but I need to check whether, because this is not the CRUD application which we have created, so this API used to give it now, but there are something like this which we can do, and we will log it here. We will log data. Done. Any doubt till now?
Akbar, we can use the get task detail directly, right? Like why are we
So this is
using
for
get method and
optimization,
after?
this is for optimization itself.
Okay.
I can use directly, I know, but this is for optimization, so that what I am planning now, like what we did for routes, every route is on separate page, so only we will do all the API call same api.js, we will create a file and we will send everything, all these things over there. Okay, so that this base URL no need to write everywhere. On
Okay.
that page only we can do the all the APIs call. We will directly call that function over here. So at the end of this video you will
Okay.
know it why we did that. So it will be easy for us to migrate all the code. So this is done. So if you come here, if you will refresh or else see in this data, I think we got the data itself. See, we got
Mm.
na
Yes,
individual
bro.
data we got. If you will see in the network, this is the call which has been made, and in the preview you can see we got the individual data, and that too in object format. What we made the call? CRUD URL task slash ID. So this will give you the individual data which we want to update. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
So we got the data. What we need to do, the next thing is we need to update it. What we will do, set name equal to data dot. I need to check whether where we are getting. I think we are getting data dot data, then we are getting name. So it will be like
Mm.
data dot name.
Name.
If it is not there, then what we will do, we will do just for safety purpose, we will do this, and even we will do this, and then even what we need to do, the next thing is task details set. Task name is there. Okay, this will be
Mm. Name and task name I
task
have
name,
given.
sorry. So now this will set our data and see over here. So this is done. This is only we required, like all the old
Yeah.
data should be there. So this is done using API. Got it?
Got it.
Got it on air? We did the same thing which we did in the local storage wala thing, or else
Yes.
in the conditional rendering or thing. So everyone who is new or directly coming to this video, so this is the third CRUD application which we are doing. So you might be confused. So I will request you go through the last 3 or 4 video, I think. Day 10, day 10, day 11 and day 9.
Day 12.
For today is day 12, but all that like CRUD we have done, just go through the videos. You will see CRUD application using conditional rendering, then using local storage, then this API wala thing. So after going through all that thing, I think you can do it. Just we need to change the API wala part. Okay, so this is set. So this is only we wanted, and this is the initial thing which has done. Means when we click on edit, we will come to edit route. You can see edit task, you can see update task, you can see the data has been updated. Means data has been added here. The data which we need to add. Now our question is like when we update this, whenever we update this, so what's and click on update task, what should happen? This data should be updated. Okay, so now
Go
we
to
need
the
to
API.
we need to do that. So to do that, over here we have on click we have add task. So add task is fine. This is fine. So see this happens. Now I named it at add task. Okay, so now I need to change it. So basically you should like or so you should like what we say, you should in the previous only we should have thought that this should not be add task, this should be a different task. So we'll on submit we will add, we will change the name to on submit because this looks universal. Got it?
Yeah.
Got it now, Rajesh, why I'm doing on submit rather than because it was on add. If someone will see, they will not understand that inside this you will write edit case, edit like
Yes.
edit wala logic. So now what we will do, so over
If
here also
state is
we
there,
are you are using same function. On submit function is used for both. Now for both what? Add as well as for edit. When someone is clicking on add, then also we are using the same function, and someone is clicking on edit, then also we are using same function. Got it, Nair?
Yes, Akbar.
Rajesh, you
yes,
have become
yes,
pro,
yes.
bro. No need to ask you. Okay, so
What?
now over here also we need to put that condition. What condition? If state is there, means this is edit wala case, or else it will become this wala case. Else part means this one is add. Why this one is add? Because
Mm.
we know in add state will not be there. State will only be there when it is edit. Edit wala scenario state will
Yes.
be there or else. So task name I think we require both. Task name we require both na. Task name, हाँ, I think same task name we can use both,
Yes, we can use the
है ना? So
name
we
and
can
task.
keep this over here. Task name is there. Name will be name. Task name will be task name. So what we can do? What we can do?
We
हाँ,
can
we
pass
can.
the task payload. Task payload.
हाँ, directly we can use both. So see, this will be used for both. So only we have kept it outside. Now we need to call an API. To call an API, what we need to do? Same thing. So this will also, I think
Conch.
this will be also same.
Later we can
Later we can do.
pass it.
We will create it. So to make it, we need to create an API again. Constant update.
Update API.
Update API and update task API. Update
Mm-hmm.
task list. So always don't directly create it. So from here we will create. This will be a sync, and this will be like we'll do it later. So we'll copy this same thing. No need to copy this. That is going to be put basically. Just the way we have post now, we will have that. Wait. So we will have put API call. For put we require payload, and we require sub URL, and even we require ID also. We require ID also. We require sub URL. We require ID,
Mm-hmm.
and we require payload. So over here we can just change it to put. ठीक है?
Yeah.
This is a sync await. We can remove everything. Likewise, we can remove it directly. We are assuming that we are return it. We will return it directly. ठीक है? So when we will return it, so over here it will be like put. We can directly call put API here. ठीक है? So this will be also async await. ठीक है? This is done. Hmm. So on submit
No,
this will.
here we have called ID,
Okay.
bro.
Over here we will call it. We will pass. First what we are going to pass? Payload. No, we will first
Mm.
pass ID. So ID will be sta state.id. Got it? Second will
Mm.
be the URL. So in our case the URL is task.
Task.
ठीक है? And then we need to pass the payload. So we'll use directly this payload. Done? Any issue with this?
No, no.
Task why I'm using? Because we need to create a lengthy.
We can pass the number of parameters here.
Any so function you have created, so you can use anything. So over here we'll do the same thing. We require ID, comma,
ID, task,
sub URL, comma, payload,
payload.
and we'll pass the same likewise to this. And over here put API call. So pay, no, we don't want this, we want this. ID, sub URL and payload. So why over here we require sub URL? So that we can update it, update the sub URL the way we got it. Remember na? Get detail API,
Yes,
how we
yes.
did? We base URL, sub URL and ID. So the same way to update it also, in the case of put, we need to send ID here. So now the URL will be base URL slash task slash that ID, and that ID will receive a payload and it will directly change it. Got it?
Yes, bro.
So what we will do, away to here low, we can do the same thing. We can do the same thing here. Uh, hmm. So this will return true, and we are going to same. We will use the same thing. So if you don't use also, that is fine. We need to handle it in a different case. So but to clear it out, clear clear the name and navigate it to. So I think we should not do this. If there is an error, just to this was done for error handling. Huh? So
Yes, bro.
so as of now we cannot remove it
Ye-
because two different API has two different things. So for optimization it's fine, but for this we can directly navigate it, because I don't want to pass, but if I want to pass anything, so same again we need to write likewise. We can write it likewise. So if it is returning true, then do the same thing, clear it and go to the code is same. We can optimize it, but as of now we cannot, because we are not handling the all the error conditions. So this is done for our case. Okay, let us pray God that our all that didn't get what we say. So first we'll go to localhost directly. ठीक है, we got that. Edit, name is Rajesh, learn React.js. We are going to edit. On edit Rajesh, now I will change it to Nair JavaScript. Okay, we will go to network, we will remove it, clicking on update task. Okay, learn JavaScript, update. So you can see, so it didn't got updated. Let us see why. First of all, that our API is getting called or not. So CRUD API, this we send the data, put everything was fine. In response we got this payload, we sent Nair and we got cell answer. So response we got 200, that is fine. In second we got the same data, same data. Let us see over here whether it got updated or not. In the task, so it has been updated here, so means it's taking bit time. So just after update we came here, so only it is not. But if you refresh it, if you refresh our application, and you can see, sir, data got changed. Got it?
Akbar,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
for get method we can use the payload, but here we are using the get method now.
Where?
Sorry, post method we are using the payload.
Huh.
Can we use the payload for get also?
Get method. See, get method we don't use payload. We use query.
Okay, like how where
See.
we have
How,
passed the query.
just like this. How we pass that query? Over here we required na. We used get wala thing na. Over here this was get detail API. So did we send the
Yes.
ID separately? No, we added in the URL itself. Let from task bring that ID detail. So it will fetch that ID itself. So like this only you need to pass it. Like if you have anything like separately, then question mark, key equal to, or limit equal to, page equal to 1. So this will bring the page number 1 data, all these things.
Okay.
So in the URL only, in the get case, what we do, we used to pass everything in the URL. Apart from that, if you have put and like post, we need to separately give the payloads and all. So over here we have passed payload. So any doubt in this, like what we did?
Using the get method, can we fetch the data? Like how we are passing the like learn here JavaScript.
So using put, we have done it. We cannot
Okay.
post data or put data. We can get data.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We can only get data using get, but to post and put.
Put is for updating, right? Okay.
Ha, put
Got
is for updating and patch is also there for updating. But as of now, as I said in the last video also, so I will create, we will discuss that, or we will create separate video for that. The, the difference between get, put, post and patch. So there is
Okay.
minor difference between put and patch. Just one will update and one will update, and one will even create a new if it is, if the ID is not there. So put is done. Put is done now.
Yes. Yes.
Any issue?
No.
ठीक है. So now there are lots of code. है ना? Certainly it is lots of API call in the same page itself. So this is fine. So in the home page we will, first of all we will comment this down, because it's taking too much API call over here itself. ठीक है, this is fine. So now I think edit is done. What we need to do is delete functionality. So for delete, same. For delete, what will happen? Same, like we are passing ID. So obviously we are going to get ID here. ठीक है. So for delete, what we need to do, we need to make an API call which will directly delete that data. So to delete the data, same again, just like the detail one, we need to, so we will copy this, delete from here to here, we will copy it, we will go to home page, we will create over here one thing, we'll delete API, we will name it as delete API, delete API. So over here we just require ID and this one, this is fine. And we will require a wait, this is fine, this will return something. No need to return this. Delete is fine. Delete will return this. We will get a data, whatever data we will get. So basically we don't need this. Delete data, delete task. So so in this we will pass delete task, which will be called, we will have id, will pass it id. Okay. After delete task we again need to call get task. Okay. We'll pass id, so delete will be done directly, no need to do this. This will return this, and delete task will have id and this. Await, we will can do this, all these things. This will remove. And so what we did, await is here. Okay. And after delete task, what we need to call, get task. Can someone say me why we are doing this?
Remaining tasks should be there now, no?
So that after delete we will get, because if you will delete it, okay, from API it will be deleted, okay, but the page will not re-render. Got it? From the UI it will not go. Why? Because we have not called the updated API or updated get API. So when we will do this, so what it will do? Get detailed API. Sorry, it will be delete API. So what this will do? This will remove data from backend. From our UI,
Yes.
the data will not be deleted. To delete that, what we need to do? We need to refresh the page. How we will refresh the page? We will call the get API again. So this will bring us the updated data. Okay, so or else I will do one thing, we will not remove this, we will check what happens. Okay, so this is fine. Delete a task, this will come here, we will have id and we will have subtask, so that will be task. Okay, so this is task will come here, id will come here, id will come here, task will come here, and one id will be there. So base url, sub url, id. So this will not be, this will be delete. Okay, done. Done. uh, 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 Let me update this. Okay, so I think data is there, so we are going to make an API call. So over here we have Nair, Langer, this one. So now we'll make an delete API call. We call delete. See, it has been deleted. We call delete. Method was delete. Task ID. Okay. If you'll go here and if you'll check, if you'll refresh this page. Okay. Now go to task. There is no data. It is deleted from backend. But on our front end, it is already seeing. Now we can see this.
Mhm.
Why this happened? Because we have not updated our page. The page has not re-rendered, or we didn't got the updated data. If you will refresh it, you will see no data, no data is there. So to do that, what we did this, so that after delete what we will do, we will get the updated data.
So for otherwise that for edit also after refreshing only it is happening now, bro.
Because it's taking time with time, bro. Because what we did over here, we just wait, we did wait. So from API, from the backend, it is not that much sync, na, so only
Okay.
after refreshing, because it is taking time to update the backend. So this is done, our everything is done. Okay, so let's have a flow, normal flow. We will have add task, we will do. Okay, we will create task, again we will add task, create task. This is done. We will edit, we will edit this r, we will we'll make either
Neha Kakkar.
see, learn data science. Okay,
Okay.
so now we will click on update task. So this didn't got updated because of the time delay or anything, so we will check it. So this got updated now. Okay, now we are deleting it. So that is not your fault if it is not getting updated. Over there we cannot do set timeout and everything. This is a small application, so it is like, and the CRUD, the API is also not our backend, is not ours, so we cannot handle all these things. but it is getting updated. After a refresh, you can see it, the get the update. Now we will delete it. So once we delete it, got it? Okay, but still you see the fluctuation over here. It didn't got deleted fast. See, we delete it. After some time, it is going deleted. Okay, but it is getting deleted. So this is because the third party we are using. How much? 76 is done. So now, any doubt, anything you have? Because we have done all this. Get, get detail, put, like delete everything. Like I think we have called 4 or 5 type of API over here. So any
Yeah,
doubt in
but
this? Hmm.
we are passing the function over the function, right? Like let's say
This.
there is a, yeah, in get task detail you have called the
So
get
now
detail
I
label.
will explain you how we can do it. This doesn't look good. So what we can create, same like over here, we can create one api.js. Now what we will do over here, we will,
So this we can do in the real time though, like we cannot do, right?
you can do it, but you don't know, na. If I'll show you from the first day itself, if you're doing a different API wala part, then you will see, you will find that way only. But if you will stuck somewhere, then you will not know. So this is the basic thing which we are going to do. A normal beginner coder will do this. So after that we can, so never optimize the code at the first go. First code
Okay,
it,
okay.
get the solution, then try to optimize it. Okay, over here we need to create one function. First we will create this function, get API call. We will use it here and we will write export get API call. This don't require anything. It will get everything from here. Okay, same get is done. We'll comment get. This is on edit handle nahi delete API. Will this will delete this. Okay, now over here you just need to export this. This will come. This will go. Okay, from task what we required, detail API. Copy this, comment this. Over here we'll write export this. Now from task only we get
Post API call is there.
post API.
Put API call.
Yes, so now what we will do, we will basically call that. So how we can import that from, and when we'll do this, again we need to go to second floor. Over here we can see we have app.js. Sorry. API page is still not there.
No, you have created in the
Outside.
new thing.
We need
You
to,
need to put.
yes, now we have that. So over here we can create this. Now we have API. So this is fine. Just do this. After that, just over here what we require get detail API. Just do this get detail API. See, this is fine. Comma. What we required? Post API call. Post API call. So this is done. Now the error will not be there. On home page, Axios is not okay. Over here we need to import Axios also. This is done. We can save it. Now on home page same thing. Import port only from API. Same
API.
we required get API call. Get API call is there.
Delete API.
Now we can remove Axios also from here. So now we'll comment it. Same we can. I don't think over here we require. Why we require this here?
No, bro. Put is that. Put you have not
Put
sent
API
that.
call is there. So we need to add put also. So put API call is fine. We commented it down. We can comment this and log in. We can do this. This is done. What is saying? Put API call was not found. Possibly export is not done. We need to save it. ठीक है? Everything is done now. Now if we'll go and check
Mhm.
whether it's working properly or not, add task. We'll do Rajesh and learn. If we'll do current task, so it has been added, working fine. Now we'll edit it. Rajesh, new, learn JavaScript, new, update task. It is working properly fine. We will delete it. It is deleting. So it's working fine. So now we can remove all this. So this will, now you got to understand now why I used this. Nair, you
Yes,
have
bro.
doubt?
No, Akbar.
So now this become universal for your application.
Mm.
If you want any get API call, normal get API call, just task, delete API, ID and URL, get detail API, ID and URL, post API
Okay,
call,
generic
payload.
component you are making, right?
This is generic function basically, not component we can say. Just like
Okay.
routes we did separate. So now you can handle it. You don't need to create this again and again. This is
Yeah.
universal for your application. You just need to create this your function so that you can understand what you are going to do. You are going to get task detail. This is specific to your component. But at the inside what we are doing, get detailed API. Got it?
Yes, bro.
And apart from this, there are
And
other
apart from this, there are
other things also which we need to do. We need to handle the what we say, the edit one, what we say, that private routing and public routing. So in the last
mm,
video using that what we say, in the local storage things we did that, so you can see how we can handle it. So see, because over here this is this one, if someone will go directly, if I add task, okay, this is Rajesh and this is learn,
I think so. This
okay, this is create
over,
task,
bro.
this is done,
90, 100. I think so.
that is fine. So now we click on edit, so it will take us to this page and this is done. But now if you will open this in new tab, so you can see it will not come. This is add task, because this route should not be visited directly, so we need to handle that. So that we have handled in the previous video, not the part one, the CRUD application using local storage. Why we need to do this all these things, so you will get to know on that video. Was this CRUD application was totally for to show how we can implement CRUD application using API. And from here now we can remove this base URL also from home page also. Now you can see now how optimize, like this is basically, even we can optimize lots of things like passing task over here. We can create a constant file where all this data will be there, all this routing data will be there. Why do you want all this type of things, like see, if you have task, how many times we have written task? In this page only we have written 3 times, okay. In this page also we have written 2 3 times, okay. So if you want to change the tasks, as of now we are adding task, now I want to change it to task. So all the file we need to open and we need to change it manually, or else we can do it, we can just change what is it? Over here we can have and we can replace it, but this is risky. So what we can do, we should always create a constant file for all this type of thing. So we will directly change it. So at the time of optimization, when we will learn about optimization, so we'll do all these things. I will show you why and when to use all these things, okay. So as of now I think we are done with the API CRUD application. So if you have any doubt, anything, Rajesh, Nair, anyone, so people watching the video, you can comment it down. So I know
Okay.
we used to go slowly, but this is because of you only. If I will jump directly and I can create everything in 10 minutes, but that will not help you. So I need to go slowly, just like I need to be on your shoe, like I need to think how you are going to think and solve the issue. So only I used to do that. Now I'll remove all, and do remove all the locks and everything, because that will, if that will go to production, then your manager will fire you. Any doubt, Rajesh Nair?
No, Akbar.
No, bro.
You got it now, how we can create an, but as I always say, don't go directly create this. First create the way I created it, then at the end
Mm-mm.
separate it, so that you will learn two things. You will learn the basic, you will learn how to separate it properly. So this will help you
Got it.
later on. You cannot directly create this type of thing. You can create it as we can create it, but first create it normally the way we created it, single on the same component, then we can do it. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
any doubt, anything? Guys, whoever
No.
watching this
no,
video
bro.
can comment it down if you have doubt, so we can sort it out. Okay, thank you.
Uh,